Yeah. Show y'all something. I just want y'all to see this. I just want y'all to see this, what I'm dealing with. Just want y'all to see what I'm dealing with. This is my backyard right here, right now. This is my backyard. This is one of my challenges for the next week or two. I've been dealing with all of this over here. I've been doing this for the last couple weeks. I gotta deal with everything. Everything you see around me, I gotta deal with. But I'm showing y'all this for a reason. All of this stuff I'm showing y'all is for a reason. I'm gonna let y'all know in a minute why I'm showing y'all this. I'm gonna let you know in a minute why I'm showing you this. I was showing y'all that video because I was sitting up thinking, and my number one thing right now is I have to recognize blessings. It was a point in my life like this. I've been in this house for 10 years. I done had this house for 10 years. And before I got this house, I was going through like probably some of the worst times in my life. I'm talking about the struggles was real. Like I was staying in a house like right before this one, and I went to the land bank. I just didn't have nowhere to go, nothing to do. It was like the struggle. Job work was hard. You know what I'm saying? Like everything was hard, and like the streets was just beating me down. And I got a house. My nephew, thank God for my nephew. My nephew Gary, my nephew Gary Johnson. He came and he helped me get a house from the land bank. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know how I was gonna fix the house up or nothing. I'm not talking about the house I'm in right now. I ain't know how I was gonna fix it. I'm talking about I'm out of work, man. I'm going from job to job. I can't keep a steady job. I'm talking about struggling. So my nephew helped me get a house from the land bank. He put the down payment for it, and I was gonna try to just figure the rest of it out. I stayed in that house for like a good 3-4 years. No water, no legit lights, or nothing like that. I'm talking about I was going to I had to go to my mama's house, take a bath, fill water jugs up, come home and use the water jugs to clean and do what I had to do. Get up in the morning. If I do got a job, I got to get up in the morning, use water jugs to brush my teeth and wash my face. You know what I'm saying? Illegal lights, pulling the meters on and off of the house and stuff like that. Barely making it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just me and my nephew Mike. And then shortly after that, my nephew Benny B came in. And we was just struggling, man. We was doing it, but you know what I was doing? I was praying to God like I need to fix this. I need to fix this, and it was just so hard. It was just so hard at that time. Like I couldn't get nothing to go right, but I kept praying. And this is what I be telling people, man. Sometimes when you pray and you ask God for something, He delivers it to you, but you be expecting it to come another way, and you don't be recognized when your prayers is being answered. But I was, you know what I'm saying? I was barely, you know what I'm saying? I was praying. So my nephew might end up finding him a job. He's still at that job now. It's like 12 years. He's been at that job for 12 years. And I was bouncing from spot to spot trying to find me a job. So I end up finding a job, in a decent job to where I can get back and forth to work. Cause I was to the point where I ain't even had transportation. My mom had to get up in the morning and come take me to work. You know what I'm saying? she had to take me to work, and I was just doing what my mom and my cousin Ray was helping me get back and forth to work until I was able to get some transportation. You know, I was dealing with a woman that was struggling. You know, we both were struggling, but I had a job and I was trying to do that, and we wasn't really buying like that. It was like we were just with each other because we needed each other at the time. You know, eventually we ended up having love for each other because we just was around each other so much. You know, we loved each other, but we didn't really want to be with each other. You know, it was stuff that she did I ain't like, and it was stuff that I did she ain't like. So we wasn't really. We was just. We was in survival mode. You know, and man, I'm working. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking God to fix stuff for me, man. And I ain't paying attention to stuff getting fixed. I'm just study at God. I need to fix. You know what I'm saying? But He got me. He allowed me to get a job. Allowed me to hold down the job. So I was holding down the job. At this time, you know what I'm saying? The house that went to, you know what I'm saying? It that went to trash. So I'm basically sleeping in my brother's basement, getting up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still praying, trying to get it together. You know what I'm saying? Me and my girl ain't getting along. So I'm back and forth in my brother's basement and in her house until we just ended up cut it off. And one day my sister called, my little sister called me. My sister Kiki called me and was like, she had the house. She was like, you want to buy the house? I was like, hey, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I had the job and I was working good. I was doing good hours. I'm talking about I'm working 60 hours a week. So I'm getting the money, you know what I'm saying? My credit just so bad, I can't just go, you know, ain't nobody finna give me nothing. Everything I had to do, I had to cash it out. So she was like, yeah, just give me 4,000 for the house. So I'm like, 4,000? She was like, you don't even got to give it all to me at once. Just give me a certain amount a month. But I ended up paying it off before a year. I just gave her, I was just cashing out, you know what I'm saying? So once I paid the house off, man, that was like one of the biggest blessings I got. I just started realizing that that was one of the biggest blessings that God gave me, you know what I'm saying? And I got the house, you know, and I've been there for 10 years. I've been there for 10 years. And I'm going to tell you what, you know what I'm saying, like the first 3 or 4 years, probably four, almost half of that time, probably 4 years, close to 4 years. I was, you know, still bootlegging the lights in the water and stuff like that. I just didn't have, you know, my credit was so bad I couldn't get. I didn't just mess my name up so bad. So but I still, all I did was I just kept praying. You know, but I got a roof over my head. I ain't got to worry about nothing. I don't owe nobody nothing. I don't got to pay no rent. But I'm just realizing this now. I'm just realizing this blessing. I was like, I done had a roof over my head for 10 years, and I ain't had to worry about a landlord knocking on the door, coming, trying to put me out, trying to evict me, none of that. I was just now realizing, I was like, that's like the biggest blessing God could have gave me, because that was like a lot of stress off of me, which allowed me to, at some point, say, be walking around like, oh, I'm making all this money at work, because I'm working like, I don't care what hours they got, you know, and I'm working not too far away from my house, so I can give, ain't no excuse, you know. So now I'm having like problems with like getting good transportation and stuff. Like I can't go get no car note or nothing. Like they gonna overcharge me for all kind of stuff. So I said, you know what? I said I gotta fix my credit, you know. And then, you know, when you try to fix your credit, people be coming up with all kind of stuff trying to, you got to pay the fish. I was like, man, I ain't finna pay nobody, because I already know what's wrong with my credit. So I shouldn't have to pay nobody to fix my credit. I need to just fix the problems myself. So I started looking into it and how do I fix the problem. So I started building my credit. Started building, you know, I just started, you know, I'm like, if I can, what I was doing was, I went and got me a bank account, which was hard, which was hard. I went and got me a bank account, because my credit was so bad. I mean, it was hard to get bank accounts, man. But I had to learn, and I learned this at a late age. Man, I'm telling you, bad credit is worse than having a felony. You know, if you got good credit, they don't care what you did. A bad credit, they gonna treat you, man. You get treated the worst with bad credit. So I started working on my credit, I'm still writing. That's why I like hoopties, man. I ride around a hoopty. I got a decent car, but I like riding around a hoopties because it reminds me of where I done been. So I started, working on my credit, and I started just thinking different. If I could, if I'm like, what do you pay that you gonna pay? Like everybody pay their phone bill before. You ain't gonna let your phone bill get cut off. If your phone is like your lifeline. So I said I pay my phone bill faithfully. Even when I ain't got no job, I figure a way to get that phone bill paid. So I use that as a part of building credit. And I just started just working on my credit, man, clearing stuff up, shoes. And up to this day, like my credit is like, I don't know what, for the last 5, 6 years, I don't know what it is to be under a 750 or something like that. I can get whatever I want. I can just go. It don't matter what. They just tell me, yeah, for everything. So I'm like, so I'm like, dang, that's a blessing because I was struggling. So I be looking at ways that God had blessed me. But once I got that together, then I started tackling like little stuff like, man. So I got tired of dealing with no lights and no water. So I went and fixed that. Took care of that. Man, listen, I ain't never had a shut off notice. Since I fixed my credit and got that house and started doing things accordingly, and I wasn't even paying attention that my prayers was being answered. But I ain't never missed a payment on nothing. I've got a car that I bought, and that was another thing. I ordered I fixed my credit so good. I ordered the car. They dropped it off in front of my house. I couldn't even believe it, but I was like, you know what? And I'm just now realize I was like all the stuff because I'm telling you, I was going through hell trying to get it right. Man, I lost my wife. Everything I had, I lost it. I lost it, and I was, and a lot of it was due to my decisions and some of the decisions that I was making. I take a lot of blame for some of the stuff because sometimes, and I ain't gonna blame that I was young. It's just that I knew better, but I didn't do better, and it was messing me up. My decisions was messing me up. I was I was putting stuff, I was putting the wrong things before my responsibilities, And I'm paying. I gotta pay child support, man. I'm talking about. So I'm working myself to death just to even have some money. But I just started. I guess the prayers kicked in. I guess the brain kicked in and the prayers kicked in. But God was answering them prayers. Like I say, man, I ain't had to worry about it. The last thing I'm worrying about is the eviction notice. So when I pull up at home now, I'll be like, man, I gotta fix this, I gotta fix that, cause it might don't look like a castle to a lot of people, but it's a castle to me because I know what it done got me through. And there's a lot of people can come to my house and say, hey, at some point that roof was over my head. My kids, my grandbabies, for the last 10 years, they ain't never had to worry about a place. I always had a place to take my kids. And they always had a place to come and be comfortable because they felt like it was there, which it was there. So God solved that problem for me. And I just now started realizing that stuff. That's what I'm saying. We got to start looking back and start looking at the situations and then when we be getting blessed, and we got to start recognizing them blessings. I wasn't recognizing my blessings. But you know what? I'm every day, every morning I get up, man, just to get up and to be able to think about the stuff that I've been through is a blessing because I can actually thank God for, like, you know what, I was going through that, and I don't even remember how I got through it, but I'm through it. I was going through that, God, and I and a lot of times I break down, I start crying, but I be happy because I be like, man, you really looked out. You looked out. You got me through. That's why I don't. My girl to look at me and be like, man, you need to sit down. You need to chill, man. You doing too much. I'll be like, man, God done got me through so much. Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, man. And I always tell myself like this: the stuff I go through is nothing compared to what Jesus did to get me to where I'm at right now. So it's nothing. Nothing don't move me no more. Far as I don't complain about nothing. I don't stress out about nothing, man. Or if you stressed out, this is what I do when I feel like I'm just feeling down or I'm stressed out. I hop in my car and ride down the city. Eventually, I'm gonna see a cat with no legs or something. I'm gonna see a dude laying. I ride through my city going to work just to see. I be seeing people laying on bed. You know what I'm saying? No, it's people out here way stressed out more than I am. I at least got the mindset and the ability to get up and go fend for myself. I thank God for that, for my ability every day. And I pray that he keep it going. Every day I thank God for the ability to get up and do what I got to do. So I don't neglect my blessings no more. I pay attention to them. Everything is a blessing to me. Everything. I'm telling you, man, you praying and you not paying attention, and when them prayers is being answered, I know I wasn't. Shoot, I wasn't paying attention to nothing. I just now realized how blessed I was. Been blessed for some years. And I know where I'd have been. I'm talking about, man, no heat, no water, no lights, no nothing. I'm talking about winter times. Me and my nephew was balling up in the room with the heat on, man. I'm talking about when I say sleep on studio phone, I had the phone that you go on the walls to put in for the booth. We had to lay that on the floor and lay on top of that. We didn't have no beds or nothing. I'm talking about the struggle was real, but you know what? I wouldn't change it for nothing. I wouldn't change it for nothing. I wouldn't do nothing different. I wouldn't go back and say, God, would just switch this around for me. So, I don't, cause that's gonna be a little too hard. No, I needed that. I needed everything that I went through. I needed that because you don't appreciate nothing unless you go through something. And it still took me a while to start appreciating God and what he was doing for me. It took me a while to start appreciating God. Just a selfish mind, man. Just ungrateful. Just that's not even, just want it the way you want it. Oh man, God is good, man. God did some stuff for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually ashamed. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've been letting God down my whole life. I've been letting God down. God ain't never let me down. I've been letting God down. No. I love God. Like, I love God because I know it couldn't have been me. The strength I have and the stuff that I went through. But I prayed, man. I'm telling you, I prayed. Never stopped praying. But I wasn't paying attention to the prayers being answered. Wasn't paying attention to nothing. But I am now. I am now. I'm telling you. I am now. But like I say, I wouldn't change nothing. I ain't never changed. I'm good. Man, recognize your blessings, man.